Hey, I seen the Michigan armed protest, and to be honest, I'm a little divided. I guess it really sets on how you view your politics and what you think the world should be like. Cause on the one hand, I get what the protesters are saying. They want to be independent. They want to be free. They want to work. Uh, the the cure is worse than the condition. And yet, on the other side, well, you know, uh, mega plague, it's like major pandemic. Uh, it won't be quite so bad if we frigging keep it from being so bad. And that's really hard because you got a situation where you got people who oh, I guess they have white privilege. That's so stupid, But if they were black, you know what I mean. But see, all races can get away with things others can't because there's context. And with a bunch of milk toast white people with their freaking mini drums and their AKs and their ARs, and all the other things looking like freaking uh, something out of freaking a gun bar store. Their propensity for violence is actually low. But given the political climate, uh, one wrong shot and you'll have a freaking armed insurrection on your hand. And what do you have then? A bunch of people freaking going rogue, or the federal government not playing so nice. And then that's going to create real problems, especially as things get worse because people can't work. I mean, we might be facing a thing in our society where we're transitioning from a brick and mortar store society economically to a uh, internet infrastructure. In other words, we might be changing over from something everyone knows to something that, well, frankly, I think in some ways could be a lot more abusive and exploitable. Because it's like talking about frigging banning cash. There's a lot of bad things about cash. People can pay by credit where it can be tracked, denied, reviewed, uh, all that. And it's like, it's the same thing with being a, not where you could just go and buy something in the store, but you have to do it online. Especially when they got things like, if you say the wrong thing online, they can wipe out your credit, or they can advertise what you bought. And it's like, who the hell needs that? People want to be meddled with. They want to go out, do their job, earn their money, and live the way they want. We can get into the argument of authority versus responsibility because both sides have an issue with it in different ways. But at the end of the day, this is a very bad jumping off point to something like a minimum basic income. And with the automation crisis happening, wow. Because with the automation crisis happening, those jobs that we lose and the few jobs that will come from it won't even be here. They'll go overseas to someone else who's poor and barely gets to work except for fixing the machines and friggin' the few things humans can do that friggin' is impractical for automation. the menial things. And it's just sad. It's just sad. So when I'm watching this and seeing that friggin' there's armed rebellion that's not so armed, it only take a couple shots for friggin' or a situation getting a lot worse to make sure that friggin' things happen. So yeah, on the one sense, I want to be like, yeah, put down the friggin' not patriarchy, put down the friggin' progressive agenda. But I just can't equate not wanting to freaking die in a pandemic and what we can do about it to a progressive agenda that I'm sure is there anyway, to some degree. It's an impossible situation, and if we don't figure out some way to self quarantine or create preventive measures and get our society going, things are going to be very bad in that way. So I don't know. I'm really mixed, but I'm basically, I hate to say, leaning on the side that we worry about the pandemic first, and then we worry about the secondary measures, because it's not just about cutting your hair or going to the freaking froyos or missing your spin class or something. It's about a lot of people who live hand to mouth, and either whether going to basic stores, running their bars, or handymen. There's a whole microeconomy of people living paycheck to paycheck that just want to freaking stay off the grid, and they don't want to be doled out money when it's their choice how they make the money and what risks they take. And that's what I'm seeing with some of my leftist friends. They don't seem to understand that. I don't know where they're getting their money from, but it's sure not coming from stimulus checks. So I think, with all due respect, maybe take a minute and see the other side a little bit, because this is more than just partisan politics. This is an important thing about our step into the future and how we deal with this pandemic going ahead. And to that's really all I can say about it, because it's like we don't know what's going to happen in the future. And unless we get a lot more serious about it and leave our own partisan ways behind, it's not going to go as good as it could. Which hopefully isn't totally bad anyway. This is me. You know who I am. And yeah, I wish us all well. Hopefully that shot heard around the world won't ring out. Wow, this is bad. Alright, luck everyone.